In the realm of sound, where stories abound, the first little gnomes have again been found. With voices in harmony, like a melodious fix, they've spun tales anew in Season 2, Episode 6. From the very first season, where roots took hold, to the current chapters, stories bold and told. Each gnome in the cast of their magical mix brings life to the airwaves with their audio tricks. Season 2 unfolds a tapestry so rich, with gnomes at the helm, without a single glitch. Episode 6 arrives, a new chapter affix. In the book of the podcast, their enchantment chance fix. Here's the gnomes in their podcast domain. May their episodes continue a wondrous campaign. For in each segment, there's a magical fix, especially now in Season 2, Episode 6.
Bravo, Williams, bravo. I wasn't expecting a poem, but I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed that.
A little poem, and that was my first look at, I had my first look at Copilot, which is again another AI.
Oh, hang on a minute. You didn't write that yourself?
Oh, I mean,
Copilot? I was literally giving you. I was about to get down on my hands and knees and start kind of bowing at your feet. Thinking, that's a lot of effort.
No, that was AI. Sorry, that was AI.
Very good though.
I couldn't think of what to do with the little start, so I thought create a little poem. So
it was a very nice little poem too. Similar to me, Wells. The AI thing. It's both. We've talked about it, didn't we? In Season 1, I believe we talked about AI a lot and ChatGPT and all that kind of stuff. It does have its uses. There's no doubt about it. Poetry for the introduction to the podcast is one I would never. It's an application I would never thought of, but it was brilliant. So bravo to Copilot.
So how you been? It's the first time on a Saturday recording.
We are doing a Saturday recording because I forgot that we were meant to be recording yesterday and people turned up on our door and we started into the beers. And before you knew it, it was like, oh, flip, we're meant to be podcasting. So I apologise, Williams, to you for missing our scheduled appointment. But it's nice to do it on Saturday.
Saturdays and Sundays are the strongest days of the week, though, aren't they?
Oh, they are. The Saturday especially is just, what a day. What a day Saturday is.
The others are weekdays, aren't they?
Oh, that's very good, very good. So it begins, listeners. So it begins. The bad jokes on a Saturday are just as bad as a Friday.
They seem to get sick on weekdays as well.
Yeah,
must have a weakened immune system.
Easy for you to say. A weakened immune system. Very good. Very good, Williams. It's nice to see your humour carries over from a Friday to a Saturday.
Well, it does. I'm going to have a thirsty first.
Please do. Crack into it, Wells. It's getting late. You should get into this.
So this is a little number from Dorset. So I'm going to have a bottle of, I don't know if you can see that.
That's a terrible name. You Cornish ones. You love your, like...
No, it's not Cornish, it's Dorset. It's a Dorset Amber Ale, and it's a bottle of Piddle.
A bottle of Piddle? Who wants to drink a bottle of Piddle?
Piddle, and it's only a 4.1%, so I'm looking after the little one, so none of this 9.2% business. But
that is weaker than your normal
Piddle. It's got a little label on the back that says "Great with fish and chips," which I haven't got any, so that's a pity. Piddle, 4.1%. What are you waiting for? Join the real ale revolution at the top. The Dorset legend, a thing of beauty, crafted in Dorset's Piddle Valley.
Very nice.
There you go. And Craig, perhaps you want to explain to our American listeners, I guess, what Piddle is?
Oh, yes. So the reason I complained about the name there, because Piddle is slang for a wee. He's just piddled all over himself, ladies and gentlemen. The bottle of Piddle has exploded and gone all over Williams.
I've piddled everywhere.
So people in random places like Dorset and Cornwall, they like to use these kind of slang terms for their beer. But I've never really personally seen the attraction of, I'm going to drink a bottle of pish. Oh, a bottle of Piddle. Because it's like, well, why would you call something that is meant to taste nice something associated with pee? But you know what? It's British humour, and yeah, I'm sorry, listeners. I'm just watching Williams frantically clean up his puddle of Piddle. His glass isn't as full as it should have been because most of it went on the floor. But he has now drank some
You
Piddle.
know what? I can imagine fish and chips does go well.
We've
with that.
lost his sound. We can't hear him.
Oh no! Hello.
But he's. I will explain.
Can you hear me?
He's back now. Yes, your face was saying, "Oh, this is." I'm gonna interpret what I think you said about your Piddle. It was a, that's a lovely Piddle. That.
Yeah.
Oh, it tastes fresh and fruity, and it's not too strong. Smooth going down.
Now, I'm saying it does go, and this would be a typical Cornish saying, but it would actually go well with fish and chips.
Piss and fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Well, you enjoy your Piddle, Williams. You enjoy it.
Grab your rod.
I've grabbed it. It's covered in Piddle, but
what's your tackle of choice?
My tackle of choice is a maggot.
Mine's a little worm.
Oh, a little worm.
Do you know what's worse than finding a worm in your apple?
What's worse than finding a worm in your apple, Williams?
Yeah. Half a worm. Classic.
Classic.
Anyways, we've got new listeners in. People still listen. I don't know why, but people still listen. We've got new listeners. Listeners in Victorville, California. I like California.
Nice.
Kamloops, British Columbia, a lovely part of the world. And Bradford.
Nice. Well, welcome California, Kamloops and Bradford.
Oh, and Deventer Overjizzle.
Of course, Deventer Overjizzle.
Which is...
For Shizzle and Izzle.
Which is in the Netherlands.
Say it again.
It's Deventer in Overjizzle. So Deventer in the region of Overjizzle. Overijssel.
I mean, like, if Snoop Dogg doesn't go and do something there, I'd be very surprised.
Overjizzle Manizzle.
Overjizzle for Shizzle.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Overjizzle.
Yeah, welcome, new listeners. We've got one listener right in.
Let's hear it.
Go. Feedback and also a word of advice.
Oh dear.
Listening to the First Look Gnomes podcast whilst in the gym will result in some very odd looks. I am that weirdo laughing to myself whilst pretending to work out. Also, I feel like the know-it-all gnome is getting a hard time. I love him.
Yes.
In his first appearance, when he said he's having a poo, I nearly wet myself. Love your work on your secret podcast, boys. I have caught up with a year's worth in a very short time.
Wow.
Excellent.
And do we know who that's from?
And that's from my sister.
Brilliant. Welcome, Tams.
Bless her.
So how did Tams find out about this? Did you tell her?
We discussed it on the last podcast. But
Common theme. Can't remember what we talked about last time.
No, the wife and wife told her in the end. But just a reminder, please, write in, email, Instagram, or whatever. 5-star review us and subscribe, and what else people do. Please.
Well, thanks, Tams, as well. I mean, a little secret: the know or no may make an appearance today. He's around my house somewhere, so he may well make an appearance at the end of the episode. So stick around.
Yeah. 40% of our listeners are from Spotify, so I don't know you Spotify. Craig, do you know how to use Spotify?
Yes, I do.
Do you follow? What do you do?
I do. So it's exactly the same. So Spotify, you can effectively just go into your search bar in Spotify. You can search for First Look Gnomes. I will do it exact as we're doing it now. First Look Gnomes. We are the first thing that comes up. You click into it.
We're
I'm
the
already
first thing
following.
that comes up for First Look Gnomes.
We are, because I
You'd
mean
think
nobody
it'd be
else
a
would call that.
common-
We have 5-star reviews.
Hey, more 5-star
Wow.
reviews, please. More 5-star reviews.
We have no bad reviews on Spotify. That's good. And there is a trailer there, and you just can follow us. You can subscribe to us. You can set to auto downloads. We are classed as comedy, education, and personal stories. So it says here. So it says to me, continue listening to Monty, Don, and Wolverine. Join two British dads taking a first look at Brewdog, Mr. President, buying a house, X-Men 90... See, actually, sorry, guys. I could have just realised what we talked about in the last episode, but coming and looking at it. Buying a house, X-Men 97, Rogue's Bottom. Oh, yeah, we talked about Rogue's Bottom. Cyclops, Deadpool and Wolverine. New series of Gone as well. I talked about new series of Gone and Drunk Monty Don. Please subscribe, leave a 5-star review. Help grow the show. See, Williams, you missed a trick there. Grow the show. As we need Monty Don to say that for us. Help us.
We do.
We Gone as well and talking about growing.
We're limited to guest speakers, but maybe we'll get Monty Don on.
We have had Snoop Dogg in the again, listeners. Go listen to the trailer. You'll hear Snoop Dogg talking about our podcast.
Snoop Dogg, yeah.
Snoop Doggy Doggy Dog.
First looks. Prepare for your minds to be blown.
Always is, Williams.
My first work? My first
look is my teeth.
Let me drink some more Piddle. 1 second.
My first... Try again.
My first look this week was... Drum roll, please. Peeling a banana.
First look at peeling a banana. Should we start this? Do you want me to go first? First look at peeling a banana.
Peeling a banana.
Now, I'm going to guess that this can't actually be genuinely peeling a banana, because you must have had a banana in your 40 years of life at some point and peeled it.
No. Nope.
You've never had a banana?
No.
No, this is like a book, Peeling a Banana or something.
Nope.
Or a film you've seen.
There's no joke.
You've genuinely never had a banana.
No, because I don't like bananas. So why would I?
How do you know you don't like bananas if you've never had one?
Well, like they would have been served in like a dessert or something as a kid.
And you just decided you didn't like bananas, so you've never peeled a banana?
Yeah.
And now you have?
Yeah. Well, I had to, because I've been looking after Logan. And he eats anything. And me being the good dad I am, the wifey wife was she's away this weekend, leaving me in charge, and just to reassure herself, she was going through different things about Logan, things, these are the things he likes to eat, blah blah, preparing this food, etc. And then she just jokingly said, "Well, you do realise how to peel a banana, don't you?" And I was like, "You don't." That, you know what? You said prepare to have your mind blown. I'm pretty sure I do, but I've never done it.
That's mental. That's crazy.
I could have potentially I would have got a knife, chopped it in the middle, and then sort of peeled it.
That would work.
It would work, exactly. But no, there's a for people that don't know, there's the I don't know what it's called, like the stalk at the end.
Where it would have been, where it's attached to the bunch.
Yeah, you bend it back, and then that peels down, and then you can peel the other, usually 2.
Well, I'm glad you're explaining to people how to peel a banana, but I'm pretty sure out of our 6 listeners, I'm going to guess, again, email in at firstlookgnomes@outlook.com if you haven't, but I'm going to guess most people have peeled a banana. So, and you have to be, but I mean, you are right, though. It's not as easy as you would think, because if you do that too hard, you can then squish the banana, and you do a mush banana. Yeah. So explain more. How did you find?
I don't know how long I can stretch this content of peeling a banana.
I'm intrigued to understand how did it feel from a satisfaction point of view when you did this and you realised
it is
I've never done this before.
Odd? Do you not find it?
Well, I suppose it is odd because, like, obviously bananas don't grow in the United Kingdom. So when you think about the whole global transport system of fruits, vegetables, and other produce, yes, it is mental.
Can you imagine be in the country when the first banana came over?
When was it? So like 18. I reckon it must have been what? I'm going to guess. I'm going to say the first banana was introduced in. When were bananas introduced into the UK? I'm going to go for like 1897. So, okay, here we go then. There's a quiz. So, I guessed 1867 or something around that for the first banana in the UK. So, England. This is just England. The day bananas made their British debut. So, I'll give you some background. It says England got its first glimpse of banana when herbalist, botanist, and merchant Thomas Johnson displayed a bunch in his shop in Holborn in the City of London on the 10th of April. Then it gives us the year. So he must have done some exploring. Isn't that what I went for? Have you just gone for exactly the same as I went for?
No, you said 67.
I may have said 97. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, we're both completely wrong. 1633.
Oh, wow.
There you go. You know what as well? Do you know what's ridiculous? I should know about this because in Belfast there is a place called the Banana Block, which has a history of bananas, and there they have banana plants.
Bananas.
Well, no, it was the same kind of thing. Someone brought bananas over and they started growing them here because they were like, can we grow bananas in such a ridiculously cold, wet, miserable climate?
Can you?
And they do.
Yes, you can.
So they can.
See?
So
I didn't realise this would give so much content. But that was the first look at knowing that bananas can grow in Belfast.
I mean, with help from
full-on
lights and
trees with,
yeah. The banana trees they've got here are indoors, but the Banana Block, just to give it a shout out, it's a very good venue. They have lots of events there. Banana Block in Belfast is only down the road, and they have lovely events. There's a big company called Flout Pizza who trade just outside of it. Inside of it, they have food vans and they have like mushroom growers. Yeah, it's a great social kind of area, and they have a whole history of bananas. So, Williams, I mean, that's a great first look. I mean, you said prepared to have your mind blown. The first thing you just think, no, that can't be true. But if you didn't like bananas from a young age and you never peeled one, I'm glad you've had that experience. You got to feel what it's like.
Not until I was 40. So, life does begin at 40. There's so many new experiences still to come.
So who knows what's next? Peeling an orange, cutting up a kiwi, having a what?
I've never peeled an orange.
You've never peeled an orange? No. Don't talk nonsense. You never peeled an orange?
No, I was really fussy.
Do you just not eat fruit? What do you eat? What do you live on? Just pasties. Yeah. Just apples. Literally an apple and a pasty. I like meat. I have for my breakfast a pasty. Then I have for my lunch a pasty with some apple, and then for dessert I have me an apple and some beer. Eat more fruit, Williams. It's good for you.
Yeah, I do. An apple a day.
Like, have you ever cut up a mango?
But isn't it weird having to peel something to eat it?
No, it's not.
Like so. I know it's the opposite, but it's so unnatural, isn't it?
No, you know what's unnatural? Getting a tin and a tin opener.
You want to grab it and just eat it.
Like, what food do you grab and eat? Tell me the food that you grab and eat.
Apples.
Okay, apples, yes, but what other food? What other foods? But then they're prepared, so somebody would have had to have unwrapped the butter and kill a cow, cook the cow. The pasty tree. The pasty tree is not a real thing, Williams.
In Cornwall,
there are very. I mean, you've got to think of the God-given wonder of fruit, right? So an orange goes on a tree. It's got a nice shell.
Strawberries.
Yeah, but strawberries grow on a plant, so they don't really fall off so much. But the reason, the reason the fruit,
blueberries.
Yeah, berries. Just berries in general. You can just eat. Yes, we appreciate that. But they don't fall from a great height. They don't need a protective case.
Yeah, just
bananas grow high.
Peel, actually.
You're so weird. So weird. Eat more fruit, Williams. We'll end it on that. Eat more fruit.
I'm glad I still surprise you on that.
You have all these life experiences left. Oh, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to go and see the seven wonders of the world. I'm gonna go to the top of Tallest building ever. Nope, I'm going to peel an orange. But,
you think you know
to
a
each their
guy,
own.
and then
You think you know a guy and you realise
how
he's
long
never
have you
peeled a
known me
bloody
now? You've
banana.
known me for 22
I've
years,
known-
haven't you?
I've known you for more of my life than I've not known you. We're at that stage now.
22 years, you didn't know I can't peel a banana. Well, I can actually peel a banana, but
you can, you can.
Before that
So,
point.
18 years I didn't know you, 22 years I have known you. Bloody hell. Anyway, should we move on?
Let's move on.
We'll move on from the fruit.
How can you beat that?
Well, I can't. There's absolutely no way. There is no way I can beat it. So again, we would if you go on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you will see the description of this podcast as two dads doing silly things. So this is a dad first look, and you heard it if you listened to recent episodes and in this one. So you'd have probably noticed William's dropping in there that he has turned 40. I turned 40 recently too, so we are now 40-year-old dads. And my first look is at 40-year-old dad injuries.
Oh no!
And that Williams.
Oh no!
I managed to hurt myself recently.
You don't bounce back as good at 40.
Well, you know what? It's not that you don't bounce back as easy. It's that, you hear these things. You hear people saying, "Oh, as soon as I got to a certain age, I sneezed and I dislocated a rib." Or I don't know, I bent over to tie my shoelace and then couldn't stand up. I put my back out. I was like, you idiots, just you need to move more and be flat. I had one of these moments.
Oh, no.
And I was like, what the hell have I done here? How have I done this? What's happened?
What did you do? Talk us through it.
So I popped my knee.
You popped your knee?
Yeah, I actually felt it pop. So I was like,
did you hear it
okay.
pop?
No, I just literally felt the kneecap come a bit off or something. It was weird. It was weird, and I managed to kind of push it back in and it unpop.
Well, like if you dislocate, just not I've had
a bit like a shoulder, that kind of thing. Yeah. Now I don't actually know if you can, or if I did genuinely dislocate my knee. I have been to see a doctor about it.
Yeah.
And I should have asked him. But I was like, is it okay? Am I going to get a DVT? Is it fine? He gave me some exercises to do for it. But the way I did it, so it's the way I did it that is a first look. Not only was I doing something insanely normal, I guess, but the pain, I was like, that's really sore. And I was like, that's because I'm an old dad now. So my son today went to a bowling party.
Yeah.
Because he's at the age now where they go to bowling parties. So a few weeks ago, I was like, I better take him bowling to make sure he knows what to do. Because, we're getting to the age now where it's like the bumpers are starting to come down and they've got to do it properly. They can't just kind of go with the ramp and go like, yay, well done, you pushed the ball down a ramp. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Kids are starting to get competitive.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to show you how to bowl properly. Here you go, son. And I did the proper dad thing. We went bowling. I was like, right, son, this is how you hold it. This is what you got to do. You got to get low. You got to look at the arrows. And I was really trying to, instill the technique of bowling into him. So, of course, you're like, watch dad. Watch how dad does it. And I was bowling superb. So we had a game, showed him, we were good. He was getting better. He was listening. He was engaged. It was fun. Second game. Seventh round of the second game. I was like, right, I'm gonna really give this one some welly. I'm going for I think I'm on a spare, so I'm thinking, right, I want at least 9, if not a strike here to really big the score up. Show my son, oh yeah, well done, daddy. You're an inspirational father. So I went for it whilst I went for it. And as I put my left leg down, it just went. He just went. And I was like, I bowled a 9 and I stood up and I was like, oh, it's a good score, that is. And as I turned around, looked at my wife, looked at my son, I was like, oh, shit. What have I done here? Hobbled to the chair and I said to Leslie Ann, Bab, I think I've hurt my knee. And she was like, she literally just like pulled her face and went bowling. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, you're a right mess. She just said to me, you're an absolute mess. I was like, Bob, it's really sore. And she goes, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. So after the next game, then Braden was we were coming to the end of game 2, and Braden was like, oh, my hands are getting sore. And I said, do you want me to bowl this one for you? He said, yeah. So I take his ball and hobble over. I'm like, nah, this ain't right. This isn't feeling good at all. And went and sat down. He wanted to go down on the arcade. I sat down and I started rubbing my knee, and I kind of pushed it. I was like, oh, that's sore there. And I just felt it pop back again.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. So then it was sore then for a couple of weeks. And yeah, it was getting better, but wasn't. I was like, I wonder what I've done here. So I went and saw the GP about it. And, cut a long story short, it was like, yeah, you're just at that age where you're going to do stupid things and hurt things. So I am now in the stupid dad.
Just at that age?
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, I can't believe this happened. Like, I was just bowling. He said, yeah, you're kind of at that age. He obviously said some other things like, you've got to watch your weight, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. And you're like, yeah, okay, all the obvious stuff. But he said, yeah, things just, there's obviously wear and tear and, things like that just happen. I was like, oh, okay. Bowling. So, yeah. Dad.
Well, my niece, a couple of years now, but going upstairs, it creaks.
Creaky knees.
It makes a creaking sound. Just like,
well, I'll give you. So I said to the GP about this. I said my knee doesn't. The knee that went doesn't creak, but it crunches. It's like sound. The GP was 32. He said there's nothing to worry about. He said usually there's no issue there, and he then went through his own personal creaky bits. So he did his shoulder. It was like, listen. I was like, oh, wow, okay. And then he showed me his knee. He's like, I can just push through it. I was like, okay, fair enough. So, yes, it's don't worry, I won't worry about it. If my GP's anything to go by, you'll be fine, Miles. You'll be fine.
Okay, all right.
But I would say this, be careful when you bowl. Just be careful when
I've been bowling for a while. When Logan's older, I'm going to be older.
You're going to be dangerous. You're going to be even older, yeah. It's a dangerous game. These bowling. Yeah. So much fun, though.
Yeah. But, not too bad, because I've got a weird technique, so I kind of like use my wrist quite a bit, which is fine. Which is fine for the initial few throws, but it takes its time after a while. These big old balls of your wrist.
Do you call it the banana peel technique? Is that what you call it? Is it the same kind of wrist action?
Bananas are weird things, aren't they?
I want to hear more about your wrist action, Miles. That's all I want to know about right now. Tell us about your wrist action.
Well, no, you just
think about holding a banana and think about your wrist action.
Don't you?
You just like to flick it.
Yeah.
Using your wrist, you like to flick the banana with your wrist. Yeah.
No, not what the banana, the balls.
Oh, you like the balls? You like to flick the balls with your wrist?
The big bowling balls.
The big bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, big. Is that what you call them, or is that what Georgie calls them? Oh, the big bowling balls.
Yeah, the ones I use like 3 fingers.
How do you hold your banana while you?
I don't.
You don't. You don't hold it. Is that why you've never peeled it? You just big bowling balls and bananas and wrist actions, and the innuendo just goes on.
Oh dear.
Should we move on from this one? Two dads being silly.
I was thinking that what first looks could I do? What have I done recently? Obviously, I turned 40, but we don't want to bang on about that. And I went away to North Cornwall.
Very nice.
But there's not really many firsts as such because I went there loads as a kid. So I went to an area which I've been to quite a bit, which I was on the border of Cornwall and Devon. So I used to do North Devon and North Cornwall quite a bit as a kid. And it worked out well for us this time around because when you've got a 1-year-old travelling an hour and a half is you can do it in a nap window, whereas driving any further can be a bit more of a mission.
It's a test. I hear you, Alice. I hear you.
But so a lot of places we've been would be a first, it'd be a second look. So obviously it doesn't meet the criteria of the podcast.
It does not.
But I did have a first look at a place called Mars and Mouth.
Place called where? Sorry,
Marsland Mouth.
Marsland Mouth.
Yes, it's a private beach, which is actually owned by the Cadbury family. Little fact for you. They own quite a bit of that area. And me and the dog went for a walk on ourselves one day and went to Marsland Mouth, and I fondled the border of Cornwall and Devon. So it's my first look. Obviously, I've looked at the border many a time as we've
and spat across it,
or train through it. But no, I straddled the border. So on the coast, I did a walk with the dog, our little chocolate Labrador, or little dog, big chocolate Labrador,
big dog.
There's a nice bit of me and dog. We're on a mission, and went
to
off
straddle things,
find this place, and there's a little bridge with a little river with a little Cornwall sign, and I straddled the border of Cornwall and Devon.
Very nice.
But it's weird. It is. I know you say it's weird in Cornwall, but it's weird. It's weird.
Oh, it is weird. Yeah.
It's weird because we went. Obviously, we were as North Cornwall as you could go.
Yeah.
Obviously, I walked the border, so that shows how close we were to Devon. But you go in Devon and just all the sort of cafes and things, and we went to Clovelly, which I've been to before, and all the pictures of the cream teas, they've all got the cream on first instead of the jam on first. And it's on all the pictures, you're literally 5 minutes in terms of, you're on one side of there, and there's every single place just changes their photos of the cream teas to cream on first instead of jam on first. Obviously, jam on first is the correct way. But anyways, but it's just such a weird thing that all these cafes and things, they know that they'll get such a backlash if they've put their photos of their cream teas the wrong around.
Well, I mean, this phrase is so many. It's a
hot debate down here, but it's just the fact
it is a hot debate. But we need to.
You're literally on the borderline. Yes, you might be on the Devon side, but does it?
Mm-hmm.
It does matter. But does it matter? But you can just tell that they're like they know that if they put the wrong photo down, they'll get, I don't know, arson attacked or something.
Wells, I'm gonna. We've been talking to this week. We've been telling the Sun between what's an opinion and what's a fact. And fact, Cornwall is an odd place. I love Cornwall, but it's an objective observation that having been to Cornwall, it is like you can tell why the people there wanted their own country. It feels like a different place. It feels even from as you say,
different culture,
different culture. I don't mean that in any negative way. It's a beautiful place. Everyone I know from Cornwall is amazing. Lovely people who would give you their right arm if you ask for it. And Devon feels different to Cornwall. So when we were kids, we came to Cornwall as well, but we primarily holidayed in Devon because it was only 4.5 hours rather than 7.5 hours drive. So I've got very fond memories of Devon. But when it comes to the cream tea debate, objective, you have to put the jam on first. Cornwall has that right. I'm sorry, Devon. You can come and you can shout at us, but you put the jam on first and then the cream on top. You look at the good stuff. The jam's on. You can't put jam on top of cream. Jam goes on horizontal, nice and smooth, and then the dollop of cream. How do you put something on top of a dollop? You can
spread jam, whereas cream you dollop. You could spread cream, but
you don't want to spread cream. You want a dollop of you want to spread the jam and dollop the cream. You don't want to spread the cream and dollop the jam. Cream is in terms of value, cream ranks higher than jam. So you put a layer of jam on and you dollop the cream, not the other way around.
Sweetness and then give the yumminess of the.
Yeah, I am with you on this one. I am with you in the fact that
let's just
Cornwall has it right.
Just a little first look there, and then also a first look the last week or so. So obviously, the 1-year-old was starting to watch some strange kids' TV shows.
Or have you moved on past Dougie?
He doesn't like Dougie as much anymore, which is annoying. I like Dougie. I like Hey Dougie, but Hey Dougie doesn't seem to
stimulate
his attention. But we discovered a show that, and we're starting to get to a point of, because I'm trying to avoid things like Peppa Pig and all that sort of stuff because I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. That's fair.
I've discovered this new show and I've tried it and I was like, I don't really like it. But Logan seems to really engage with it and it's really weird. So it's Baby Jake.
Oh, Baby Jake, yeah.
Have you heard of Baby Jake?
Oh, we watch Baby Jake a lot.
Now?
No, not now. When Braden was Baby Braden.
You watch it in your own time.
I'm weird, but not that. I'm weird. I've never peeled a banana weird.
But Baby Jake is really because and there's like just. It's just weird. There's like a song. I'll sing it to you. I've got the lyrics here. And there's this song and it goes, Yaki yaki yogi, do dee, ba 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 be bo si, yaki yaki yogi, moo moo moo. And then it goes on. But and then there's another bit where he goes, gaga cookie. And he's speaking baby talk.
Mm-hmm.
And on the show, Isaac, whatever he's called, says he understands it, right? Which is fine because it's a show and say what you want to say. But Logan seems to understand it.
Of course he does.
Which is really weird. So have they actually done some like science? And is there actually a baby language where they actually...
It's all to do with the sounds, isn't it? It's not... I don't think it's language as such. It's just familiarity with sounds and... Yeah,
possibly. But I think they must have done some sort of research behind it because he engages with it quite a bit. And then there's... for those who have not seen it, it's really weird and scary because you've got a real baby's head on top of like a cartoon.
Yes.
And it's really unnerving. And I don't know if you remember... Mr. Hodgkiss, but and he's really scary. But Nibbles the rabbit,
the little rabbit, yeah,
and he's really. I don't like him. He sounds a bit like no gnome. Like, he's got huge eyes, and he just he's weird.
Okay, do you want to hear us a really weird fact?
Sure.
Okay, so television program Baby Jake. So again, anyone who
has it been for a while? How old is Jake now then?
So, Baby Jake is no longer a baby. So Baby Jake was first broadcast in the UK in 2011. Williams.
Wow.
So for our listeners who do not live in the United Kingdom, in the United Kingdom we have a TV license. The TV license is a legal requirement for anybody who owns a TV. And it pays for the national television service known as the BBC. So the BBC are responsible for spending our license fee wisely. So Baby Jake on CBBS, which has been going for a long time. I mean, if you've seen this program, how much would you expect that kind of program costs to make?
Well, it's got a lot of animation. I mean, the first 5 minutes is the same every single episode.
Every time.
Of the parents at the window. They've got 10 kids. These parents have got 10 kids as well. Which is
a TV.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Baby Jake, sponsored by Durex.
But how much does it cost?
How much would you expect to make that for based on what it is? BBC taxpayers' money.
No.
What do you reckon?
100 grand.
100 grand, okay?
Yeah.
Baby Jake has cost the British licence fee payer 1.85 million.
That's costs. What do you mean?
To produce. So
Yes,
it was funded by the Irish Film Board and CBBS. So someone had this wonderful idea to make Baby Jake.
Which is fair enough if they actually done some scientific research behind the, yaki yaki yogi. It means something. Yeah.
Do you want me to run you through the characters, William? So you got Baby Jake, portrayed by Adam Battacci Marini, and vocal effects provider Franco Battacci Marini, is the main character of the show. He's a playful baby who imagines many different adventures.
He must be a teenager.
You got Isaac, Nibbles, Sydney, Captain Spacey, Pengy Quinn, and Toot Toot. Its location is the windmill.
The Hamsternauts, which is a bunch of hamsters in astronaut costumes.
Hamsternauts. So basically 1.85 million has been spent on people getting stoned and coming up with random ideas. The original series was made by Darryl McQueen and produced who animated and produced elements of the program through Jam Media. Jam Media and Iris Animation Studio also made Tilly and Friends. And Maddie Darrell was quoted by the Metro as gaining inspiration for the show from watching her 7-year-old nephew understanding her 1-year-old son. So there you go. It's animated in Dublin. So it's an Irish programme funded by the BBC, costing us 1.85 million.
It does,
for a load of
come across
nonsense.
As though someone's taken £1 million of that budget and spent it on Guinness and drugs.
Yeah. So that's what we need to do, Wams. We need to do an experiment where we get hammered and we'll come up with some ideas. The Know It or Gnome, we should make the Know It or Gnome for kids. He could have his own show. We could animate him. He could be all fluffy, and we could have the first gnomes for kids.
This Nibbles the rabbit is you would see it in a horror film.
Yeah. So instead of Nibbles the rabbit, we have Russell and we have Milo, the two dogs. The big dog and the small dog.
Mika,
Milo. Why did I say Milo? Mika, I beg your pardon.
Milo is the dog from The Mask.
Yeah, I was thinking of... But when I said Milo, I was thinking of the singer, because whenever I think of your dog, I think of that singer who sung Grace Kelly, who I know is called Mika.
Fat Bottom Girls, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about Fat Bottom Girls. Beautiful. Big Girls, You're Beautiful, that's it, yeah. So I think of him when I think of your dog, so I don't know why I said Milo. Anyways, we've got Russell and Milo, and we've got the Know It or Gnome, and they do, and we've got Mr. Hodgkiss and Mr. Williams who are animated, and we do kids' first looks. So first look at teething, first look at teddy bears, first looks at sleeping through the night. All these things we could, give us 1.85 million. Give us, what? I'll tell you what. We don't even need 1.85 million. Give us 50 quid. We'll come up with this for you.
Well, no, a bit more than that.
75?
No.
100. Call it 100.
500 grand.
500 grand to produce the First Look Gnomes TV series.
Yeah.
If someone gave us 500 grand to produce the First Look Gnomes TV series, I would absolutely give them a refund. But at the same time, go on, give us your money. Give us your money, we'll make it. We'll produce this, we'll get it animated. I know I'm sure we can find someone from university who does animation these days. There's bound to be someone like Wes.
And the charge is 400 grand, so... First looks, Craig, anyone?
I only have one, Williams. So I am getting... So I'm getting to the age now where I'm like, what do I actually like to do? And I am becoming more and more of I'm a social creature, but I do like being at home. And my son's getting older, and I like to spend time with Brayden. And some of the things we do together, or one of the things we do together is we play video games. And we started to watch sport. So I have recently invested in, for our enjoyment, a projector and a screen. So this is a first look as a projector and a screen. Now, this is a bit of a first look / second look, because I was a projector boy, if you remember. A projector boy. So one of these people who had like a home cinema room. I was one of those. So about... I don't know what we're talking. 2014, 2015, I had like a home cinema room with a projector, and I loved it. Then we moved to Belfast, and we didn't have, to have that kind of a room, you need space.
Yeah.
When you have a kid, you don't have space, you have shit everywhere. So it's only now that we're like, we have space again. And we happen to have a bit of spare space, so I was like, I'm going to go back and get me a projector and a screen. Yeah. So I have recently purchased myself a projector and a screen for watching. So I'm looking forward to watching the Usyk Fury fight coming up, which still hasn't happened. And WrestleMania inspired me to do this. So I watched WrestleMania this year. Thought it was a great show and thought, I'd like to actually, with Brian, sit down and watch it on a big screen, the big noisy room. And so I have done the one of the most stereotypical dad things of buying myself a projector. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's like, considering it's just projecting a TV picture onto the wall, I'm like, forget all this ultra high definition 4K nonsense. No way. The screen doesn't. The picture doesn't need to be that high quality, but when it's really big, it's just really cool. So projectors, dads and projectors. Considering going to spend £1,000 on a TV, I would suggest now don't bother. Spend a few £100 on a projector and make it big.
I'm slightly opposite in terms of I had a projector.
The wife got you that, didn't she, for Christmas?
Got me a projector, and then we had a baby, and then A, we haven't got time anymore, but B, the way and where it is at the moment just doesn't work, because it's just in the room, so we'll need to. Doesn't work.
When I said I had a projector, I used to be a projector boy. That was pre-responsibility, and then exactly the same as you. Child came along. There's no point. You can't ever relax when you have young children. It's really hard to actually say, you know what, I'm going to put a film on, and actually confidently say I'm going to watch the whole of this film.
Films are like 3 hours these days as well.
You can't do it. You can't do it. But now Braden will sit down and watch a 3-hour film with us. So it's quite cool. He's got to that bigger age, and we'll play Minecraft and like Mario Kart on a 98-inch projecting screen. Yeah. It's just epic, especially when you've got kind of big speakers connected. So it's like the room is shaking with bass, and Mario is the size of your head, and you're like, "This is awesome!" And like, why would you ever want to spend money on this QLED? Ultra HD OLED TV nonsense for like $2,000 when for like £300 or £400 you can have a massive Mario. And like just buy some cheap speakers. Like again, speakers are one of these things. I'm like, you can get really again tip for dads. Just go on Facebook or eBay and look at
tips for dads. Could be a new section. Tips for dads.
We could do a tips for dads section. Like you can get speakers. Speaker technology has not really evolved. So if you go and buy a set of speakers from 1995, I guarantee they'll still sound epic. So do not spend loads of money spending thousands of pounds of speakers when you can buy as good a quality speaker for half the price second hand.
I still remember the speakers my dad had when he was 40. Yeah. And they were epic speakers.
Well, we had, so my old man gave me his old Technics sound system from, I'm talking like 1998 or something like that. And phono in with it, it still sounds absolutely incredible. I'm just tips for dads, big screen, cheap, big ass speakers, dirty. But as an experience, fantastic. Home projectors, home cinemas, connected to your games, connected to Sky Sports Now TV feed, plug in an Amazon 4K stick. Happy days.
Tips for dads.
Tips for dads.
This could be a new section. So we're getting towards the end. So just a reminder, write in, send us a letter. I'm not going to give out my address, but send us a letter. Write an email to firstlittleknomes@outlook.com. DM us on Instagram. Don't visit the website.
I still need to do that. I've been very busy. I do need to do that.
And 5-star rate us, leave us a review,
That'll
please.
Be good.
But before we go, I think there's a rumour, because we do have some questions that have been sent in.
Hang on. Before you go any further, I just need to go for a quick pee. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Can I hear someone coming up the stairs, Williams? Right, I'm going to go for a pee. I'll be back in a minute, okay?
Oh, yeah, but there's someone coming up the stairs. There's someone...
Yeah.
The door's opening.
You sit down. Make yourself comfortable. I'm going for a pee. You sit down. Talk to Williams.
Oh, it's the no. Oh, no.
Hello.
Hey. Hey!
How are you, Daniel?
Oh, good, thank you. Good. We had some good feedback about you earlier.
Did you? What was that then?
On the fish pond of feedback. What was it? I don't remember. What did they say? They said...
I believe they said something along the lines.
Also, yes, they said, here we go, to quote them, also, I feel like the know-all gnome is getting a hard time. I love him. In his first appearance, when he said he's having a poo, I nearly wet myself.
Well, that's very nice, but, it's... I appreciate that as a wise know-it-all gnome. Some people love you, some people hate you. The trick is not to take anything too seriously and get on with life. So thank you for that positive feedback. It makes me feel good.
There's a couple of questions we've got for you, know-it-all gnome.
Someone's got a question for us.
Yeah, we've got two questions. So first question from Bella.
Hello, Bella.
Bella says, I'm currently stuck between a rock and a hard place. I would like to buy a home, but the market is crazy. Our landlord is kicking us out. I don't know what to do for the best. Any advice for overcoming stressful situations such as this?
That's a much deeper question than I expected, Bella. I'm sorry that you're having to go through tough times, and I appreciate you writing into the First Look Gnomes, and I'll do my best to answer your question. In my experience, Bella, it can be difficult to navigate the property market and know what to do for the best, because putting your trust in politicians and what may be in he said, she said, it's very difficult. So you sometimes question, should you stretch yourself? Should you be conservative? Should you rent? And I would say these things all depend on your financial circumstances. But I would...
Well, your voice dropped there.
My voice dropped? Is that better or worse? Hang on, I want to peel this banana. I would say your financial circumstances should really guide your choices. I'd suggest sitting in a small house... Knowing you're safe is probably more important right now than sitting in a big house and worrying about how to pay for it. You have to remember, when you talk about homes, that home is any four walls that more importantly enclose the right people. It's not about the walls, it's all about the people inside of them. It's far more important to have love in a home than it is to have things and loads of space you just fill with junk. So, as a wise man would say, be safe, be grateful. As a wise gnome would say, be safe, be grateful, and love who you're with in the home more than the size of it or how pretty it is. Nobody needs financial burdens. You don't want to feel stress. So, small home, safe street, love the people who are in it.
Yeah. Question from Steve Bellsmith.
Hello, Steve.
I'm getting excited about the Euros. Is it coming home?
Oh, Steve, you rapscallion, you. Asking a question like that in April? The Euros are still a few months away. But I must admit, the squad that England have looks pretty good on paper. The question will really be for Mr. Southgate, can they stay fit? Can they come together? Can he instill a sense of pride that takes them to victory? If I was a betting gnome, which I'm not, but if I was, I would say yes. It is coming home. That squad is too good to fail. If it doesn't succeed, I would suggest that Mr. Southgate is done. Any manager worth his salt should be able to take that group of players and guide them to the semi-finals, the final, and all the way to victory. So yes, it's coming home.
Hooray! I heard it here first, listeners. Mr. Hodges is having a long pee, isn't he? Is he even having a pee?
He may be having a banana. Who knows? Oh, hang on, I hear him now. I better go because this is his seat, and he'll get annoyed with me if I don't let him have it back. It was lovely to see you.
Thank you for your time.
I will see you next time, or maybe the time after, depending on the feedback. Goodbye for now. Peace and love.
Goodbye, Nerd.
Peace and love.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye. But hello. The gnome just went downstairs.
Hello.
Did you have a chat to him for a bit?
Yeah, you missed him again.
No, I saw him go down the stairs.
Yeah, he wasn't here
Was he
long.
not?
I had lots of questions about Piddle and things I didn't have a chance to ask him
Oh,
about.
well, that's all right. As long as he helped.
But he answered some important questions from my listeners.
Well, that's good. That's good. I probably won't. I'll probably never hear them, and I won't remember ever talking about them. But
No, you won't remember anything.
no, I probably won't remember anything. But I'm glad he was here to help.
Yes.
Well, on that note, William, it sounds like we're probably done.
On that note, we're done. Yes. So thank you very much. Email,
Go to the website.
DM us. Don't go to the website. 5-star rate. Subscribe. Follow. Listen.
Episode 6, season 2. It's going to be the season break soon, isn't it? We're going to be finishing for summer soon.
It's going to be the season break.
Which means we're coming to the end of...
Well, that won't. That won't. No.
September, was it?
Season break will be October, I reckon.
Okay, so we can get at least another 2 or 3 episodes in.
Yeah, well, yeah, another 6.
Tune in, listeners, to hear what Williams has peeled for the first time. Next time.
Yes. Next time, Rick, will it be an orange? Will it be a
Kiwi.
tangerine? Will it be a kiwi?
Will it be something as obscure as a star fruit?
You can't peel a kiwi, can you?
Of course you pick. Well, you don't need the skin.
Well, you can't peel an Australian, can you?
That's terrible. Such a bad joke. On that note, I think we should call it quits.
On that note, see you next month, listeners. Bye. Yaki yaki yogi do dee ba 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 beep bo see yaki yaki yogi moo moo moo.
It's not for me. It's not for me, that one.
Help grow the show. Send Fishpond feedback or questions for the Know-It-All Gnome to firstlookgnomes@outlook.com, or rate us 5 stars, or follow or like or subscribe to the podcast.